see it.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys coming out.
Oh, sorry if we didn't have everything.
No,
back
you cleaned up way more than you used to. That 1 year.
You did, but I'm, okay, yes, I do have that on the calendar.
Okay, good.
But I just wanted to make sure. Get up there. Yeah. Make sure it's-
Nancy,
Right,
do you want
yes, please.
crazy
Good.
I don't know whether I'll do it or not, but in case. Thank you very much.
We are live.
Sure, should you choose to do so, we got that phone back.
Yes.
You said one of your graphs or something?
Actually, she was sitting on the, we were sitting on the front porch.
Wait.
I got the call.
Okay.
I said that she was available to get it up. So we were right on that.
Okay, no worries.
Thank you. Yep. I appreciate it.
This is a
He appreciates it. Keep going, that's what we do. Sure. How you doing?
11 days.
11 days, is that it?
Until you retire. Nice, congratulations. 11 days.
You don't charge?
Yeah. Wednesdays.
11 working days. I know, you want to be resuscitated or no?
Do not resuscitate.
All right.
Yeah.
You don't want to have a tattoo on yourself.
That costs too much.
And that hurts.
I don't have to pay for that. Somebody does.
Tracy, ready?
Yep.
All right. Nancy, Eric, ready? All right, I'd like to call to order Northfield Borough Council meeting, November 12th, 2025. It is, let's call it 6:33. Please turn off your cell phones or put on vibrate and announce if you're using a recording device. Public comment is limited to 5 minutes per person to facilitate others in business needs. And as always, we are live streaming this, so you're on audio and visual. I'd like to begin with the vote of silence and the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming tonight. Prior to roll call, Vicky Rice's request is telecommunications into the meeting. I believe she's for work.
She's
work. So we're looking for a motion on that.
I so moved. Oh.
Second. We got Jerry and Tracy. Yep. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, so moved. Let me give her a call. Hello, you've been voted into the meeting.
Hey, thank you.
All right, let me know if you have any issues hearing us or vice versa.
Okay, sounds good.
So then, announcements, we have an executive meeting tonight, 6 to 6:30, to discuss personnel and legal matters. And Dave or Roxanne, if you want to do the roll call. I wasn't sure who's doing it.
Okay. Seth Heigman.
Here.
And Vicky Smoon. Tracy Mouse. Here. Ron Thomas. He's not here. Jerry Duncan.
Here.
Our Mayor Nancy Brown. Here. David Bolton.
Yes.
And Walter is on the phone.
I'm here.
I know you are. I hear you. Engineer Jason Brennan. Okay.
Thank you. Move on to public comment on agenda items only. Seeing none, no ones, twice, all right, we can move on to the approval of minutes.
Move to accept.
Motion by Jerry, do we have a second? Any comments, questions, concerns, or updates before we vote? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So moved.
I did say aye.
Okay. Mary?
I attended the October 21st, 2025 Northern New York County Regional Commissioners Meeting. Presentation was given by Representatives Senator Borough as well as Senator Christian Phillips Hill. And a monetary gift was given to the families of the fallen officers by the Hash Foundation. Per the Chief's report for September 2025, Patrol and CID arrested 132 criminal defendants, which is 93 less arrests than September of 2024. Of the arrests, 23 were felonies, 64 were misdemeanors, and 45 were summary offenses. Self-initiated traffic investigations for September 2025, Patrol conducted over 800 self-initiated traffic investigations during the month. Not included in the figure are the 9 drivers arrested for driving under the influence. The average BAC was 0.167 by volume, the lowest BAC being 0.091, the highest BAC being 0.266 by volume. A BAC of 0.08 or higher is considered legally impaired. For the police activity in the borough for the month of September were as follows. The 5th, there was reckless endangerment in the 1000 block of North George Street. During an argument about dating a girl, a group of teenagers had a fight break out. During the fight, a 19-year-old girl drove her vehicle into the side of a home. Nobody inside the house was injured. On the 7th, terroristic threats, 300 block of East Fifth Avenue. A 34-year-old male was arrested for repeated threatening to kill his ex-girlfriend. There have been people going door to door soliciting rates for electric and gas. If you have someone come to your door trying to sell you something other than the children selling for sports, school, or scouts, please ask to see their solicitor's permit. All solicitors other than the ones I mentioned are not allowed to go door to door selling a product without the proper permit. Tell them they must contact the borough office and speak with the general manager before knocking on another door. A big thank you to all the people who came out to vote on November 4th. Turnout was good, and I was able to introduce myself as well as talking with you outside the election office. Respectfully, Nancy April. At this time, I'd also like to present this flag in memory of Harold Haynes, who was a tax collector 25 years, Betty Haynes, who did over 20-some years in the election, and Deb Smith, who was council member here on our council board, to fly outside.
Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate it. I'll make sure Public Works supplies it tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor. Lieutenant Anderson.
Let's see, earlier this month, the Stop and Chill convenience store was robbed, and right there at the corner of 6th and East 6th and yeah, the new convenience store there.
Christening.
Ready.
Yeah, first robbery there happened already. 2 kids in the borough were arrested for it, an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old. And luckily, the owners of the store, the clerks, nobody was hurt. So that's about the most significant crime we've had here in November. Saturday, Toys for Tots up at the station or out at Bailey Coach, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then December 4th, we'll be sending out invitations for the appreciation luncheon for the municipal employees.
So the Toys for Tots can be up on the Susquehanna.
Yeah.
And I was able to send the emails out. Hopefully you all got those about the municipal party.
Yes.
Because I know Vicki called me about that. So, thank you. So, yeah. The staff is also encouraged to go to one.
Yeah, so I agree.
Yes.
So thank you, Lieutenant. Appreciate it. So Deputy Chief, still Deputy Chief, or
Still deputy.
you got not the chief yet, right?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. How are you?
Not doing so bad.
Okay, good, good.
We had 8 calls for the month of October. Nothing really significant.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. New trucks due next year or 2 years?
2027.
Okay. One day, right?
We'll get here.
Yeah.
That's a national crisis.
Yeah. I work for BFIS.
Oh, so
Yeah, we hear it all the time. All right, thank you. Yeah, have a good night.
Have a good night.
And then EMC is still open, right? So no, of course.
Still open, still looking for somebody.
If anybody knows anybody, emergency management coordinator position is available. So we can move to staff reports.
I just want to clarify something quick. I know I have the RFP on here for insurance. We had that in our minutes for last month. Did we do it? Did you get? I don't remember authorizing that last month.
I thought it was mentioned, but I don't think
I think we discussed it, but it wasn't. I don't think
we didn't take action on it. No.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is get a motion, first of all, to amend the accepted minutes to remove that vote to authorize. Because we have to do that tonight.
You want to get my agenda from?
I'm almost positive we didn't do it. Like, I would remember that. I wouldn't put it on the other.
When you did the minutes, Roxanne?
I
Did you listen to the, or did you go off?
I
the
can't,
agenda?
you can't hear that. I can't listen to that. I can't hear it. I'm sorry, you just can't.
No, I've heard.
Yeah, it's very bad. No, you have to deal with me with this.
No, that's what, I just wanted to double check
I
in case
I
you were like,
remember
no, I
something,
listened
but
to
I
it, you
don't-
definitely did.
I don't think we did a lot of anything with this.
I think we
You know,
discussed
as far as
it.
we
Sounds
talked
negative.
about it. I didn't mean it that way. I didn't mean it that way.
Yeah, no, I know.
I had asked council if you wanted to do RFPs this year, but it wasn't actually. So if I could get a motion to amend the minutes to strike that.
I'll make that one. Okay, yeah. Second by Tracy. Any other comments, questions, concerns? All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed?
Aye.
So moved.
Thank you. Now I can move forward. So first item, of course, we had the 2026 municipal budgets that we heard last month. Everybody got a chance to send them out. I did get a chance to speak with Seth and Vicki on some specific questions. I had solicited specific questions before the meeting. I didn't hear any. So hearing no other objections, I would ask for a motion to advertise those budgets until next month's meeting, at which time you'll consider passage.
Okay, never mind. I'm reading it. Sorry. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any questions, comments, concerns, dialogue for Dave with Greater Good? Vicki, was that?
No, I don't have any.
Okay, all right. All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, so moved.
Thank you. We'll get that out. The second item is to actually advertise the RFPs for the municipal insurance coverages as discussed last month.
I think it's good practice to RFP this every year, every 2 years, just the insurance industry changes so much. Gotta stay competitive, so. Not seeing any other comments, questions, concerns, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Alright, so moved.
Is she I opposed or I okay? I'm sorry.
I think that is aye.
It is okay.
Yeah, you were in favor of the RFP, correct, Vicky? Sorry.
Yes.
I'll try and wait another beat for you to catch up to us.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. No other action items, a few points of interest. Last year in October, council authorized and approved changes to the basketball court, putting a fence up and filling in one of the swales that's creating the drop off that's cracking the basketball court. That was at a price of $14,200. Good news is, last week I received the closeout of the park grant. So there was a problem with the turf. They said the turf wasn't growing enough and that we had to do certain things. We did certain things and the soil wasn't good enough that was used to produce what they wanted. And then I went back to them 2 months ago and said, nothing's growing now, so now what are we going to do? And so they just closed it out for us. So that's finished and we can move forward with the improvements. So unless there's any major objections to that, now that we're a year removed, I just wanted to bring it back up and make sure everybody's good with us moving forward.
As long as the money wasn't allocated somewhere else.
No, this is a capital project. Yep. Okay, so we will move forward with that. I'll give it Lee right. Yes.
And you said the quote was around 14K?
It was 14,200. Now he is going to look at that again for me and just make sure like materials didn't go up, stuff like that.
Is it your old quote?
Right. But if it's anything major over that, I will bring it back.
Okay, that's for the fencing.
That is for the fence. That is for filling in the swale behind the court, the small one, not the big one. This way it stabilizes. Then they'll stabilize the concrete bench and mill out the existing asphalt on one side of each. 2 feet, or 1 foot on each side, 2 feet in the front. Recompact the pour concrete stoop that's tied to the bench, and then caulk the cracks, and then put it in the fencing. And that's all just over one side.
That's what
I noticed.
Swale's not fully in
It's just washing it out. Next month, just a heads up, I am going to bring a couple things to you. One is going to be a PennDOT user agreement. I have that now, but I received it after the agenda was set. So I'm going to hold off on it. But basically, that's going to authorize me to go in and get a business partner ID for the borough so that we can work with PennDOT on the stormwater projects, because that's on their road. So we have to have a partner ID to get the permits. So I'll bring that back when we can vote on it. We will need to look at that have to do with ordinance enforcement. And that has to do with like title searches, different things that we may have to do if we need to move forward on some enforcement things. These are things that are not currently on our fee schedules. I did receive this after the agenda as well, so that's why I forgot.
Right, because we can pass this also.
Well, these are the charges that we charge for these items. We just don't have it on our current fee schedule. So right now, Borough is eating those costs. Then, of course, we'll do a vote on the budget adoption. We'll set the meeting schedules for next year, and we'll do the tax resolution for next year, which will be no increase. Those will be the action items that I have currently for next month. As far as staff updates, Rock's doing awesome. She's learning a lot of stuff. I updated you a little bit in executive and personnel. Public Works doing awesome. Cody's doing really well. The guys are responding to his leadership very well. He talks to me every day. So, you know, whether I'm here or not, we're on the phone, I know what's going on. They are working on a punch-out list for the rec building, for the occupancy. So I was assured that will be done by PMCA by Thanksgiving. And then we will have it for the holidays. And we can use it however we need to. So it's been a long road. I apologize for that delay. A lot of it was out of my control, but now we are ready to move forward. And we've got a good budget for rec, so hopefully we can recruit some folks for the rec committee. I know some of you have been talking about that, so we get some more people in and help Tracy out with some of the activities. Yes. Code enforcement, of course, going well. Property inspections are just about done now, except for the stragglers. But we've gotten all of our money for it this year, and that's the first time. So between Elijah and Leslie, we got all of our money. So, but yeah, they're going well, and there's not really a lot of problems being found. So maybe some minor stuff here and there, but no major issues. Other than that, unless there's any questions for me, that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. Does Walt have anything for
Walt?
general good?
I don't have any matters that require your deliberation or decision tonight. As you can see, I'm participating remotely. This is due to an injury that I received over the last weekend. Because of the severity of the injury to my leg, it will probably require me to be participating remotely for another meeting or two until I can be weight bearing again. So I appreciate you bearing with me while I'm not weight bearing. So the other thing that Dr. Bolton was the fee resolution was that did that include the one that I provided to you for the late work and things like that?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, so that will be very helpful for the borough, so that way when we go to put these and so forth, we've been able to fly our attorney fees for the most part, but this will formalize it and make it clearer, so that you'll be able to continue to recover the amounts. We've also put in estimated costs for what it will actually cost to do different types of legal proceedings, and so that's what's in that fee agreement. So there will be a minor increase in the hourly rate, but I think that there will be an overall decrease in the legal charges that you will have from your solicitor in 2026. Just because I think that without increases for a couple of years to allow us to bring the litigation and other issues to a conclusion, so that when the rate does go up, there's less work to be done, so that result is an actual decrease in the total amount that you'll be paying. So good news for everybody on that side.
So you've been provided with a copy of that so you can review it for the next meeting. And then, of course, in January, we'll have to reauthorize all of the fees. So you'll actually vote on this twice in 2 minutes.
Yeah, and keep in mind, we reorganize. So it'll be a meeting just to come in and reorganize, that's the only, and reappoint. That's all we'll do.
Well, unless you want, we
Well,
talked
that's
about
right.
combining the meeting, because we're gonna have to have another meeting the following week. So the reorganization legally has to happen on the 2nd of January, which is Friday. So we have to have a meeting that night. I know we had talked about time. I don't need to move the time. So we can have it at our regular time. And what I'll do is I will include any action items from the regular January meeting, if there will be any, into that meeting. And then we can just have one meeting that month, if everybody's okay with that.
I think the borough code, was amended or something to say that the meeting is to be held the first Monday in January, which I think is January 5. And if I am correct about that, don't hold me to that. But if I'm right, then that puts the annual meeting date even closer to your regular Monday meeting.
Okay. I thought we had to do it all on that Friday.
Yeah, let me check on that for you. You might, if I was that man, I don't got to roll honestly.
No, don't do that.
Right, or you're wrong. So, but let me double check for on that.
No, you are correct. Biannual reorganization meeting, first Monday of January, and every even number of year.
Okay.
So we don't have
Okay.
So it'll be the first Monday, so it won't be the second, it'll be the 5th.
Well then, yeah, if it's a Monday, we might as well just do 1 to 5 meetings.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to have on the phone. So if everybody's okay with that, we'll do January 5th, 6:30. Normal time. And then I'll have all your reauthorizations, your appointments, and then any other business that we need to take care of. Which I don't anticipate a lot.
Yeah, Vicki, so the reorganization meeting has to be the first Monday of January in an even year. So it would be January 5th, which is Monday, first Monday of January 2026, 6:30 p.m. here.
And then we're gonna do our regular meeting on when?
Same day. We're gonna knock it all out that one. Then instead of having a meeting the next week, we just get it all done that Monday and we have an extra long break for the next meeting.
Okay, great, so I don't have to, request off on Tuesday, I'm gonna request off on Monday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, the 5th.
Thank you all for that correction.
Yeah, thank you, for allowing me to participate in something like this. I do appreciate the accommodation. I value, the relationship that I have with your borough, with the council, with the mayor, with the staff, Dr. Bolton. So this is very important to me, so thank you.
Thank you, Will. Treasurer report, or I'm sorry, engineer report.
So for the engineers, they are still working on some of the back stuff with me on the stormwater grants. They're the ones that are working with me on the trying to get the logins into the PennDOT system, which is not easy. And last time when I tried to do it in another municipality, it took me 4 to 5 months. Guess where I'm at? I'm in month 4. So yeah, so hopefully next month we'll be able to get that cleaned up.
All right, now we can do the treasurer.
So I'm gonna help her out. So you have your transaction list by vendors. Basically, this is the same as the expense report you used to get from Sonia. It just has a little more information. Okay? And this is the one I like to use because it tells you what day we put the bills in. It tells you what day we ran the check. If there's more than one invoice on a check, it tells you what those different amounts are. So yes, it's a little more of a breakdown. It tells you what line items we put it in. So if you wanted, you take this, take your budget and match it up. So so that gives you a frame of reference as well. But we'll give you a little time to look that over and see if there's any questions. You have 2 pages for general fund and then a page each for the other accounts.
So just so I understand how this works now,
Yes.
under the first one, American Legal Publishing,
Yes.
you have a bill on 10/27, 3 1/4. You have a bill on 11/6, 3 1/4, and we paid one check out on 11/6, which is 3 1/4.
So that's
So we still owe 3 1/4.
no. So that's where I was telling you about those positive pay checks. So some of those ended up getting voided out. So you're going to see a duplicate on some of those. But those positive pay checks that didn't go through because they didn't have the authorization, today we went through and we wiped those out. So that one was missed. But if you look at all the other, like if you see a duplicate like that, that's another one that we gotta go in and get.
Okay.
Yes, but that's some of the training that we're working on currently. So there may be some duplicates, but they will be voided out.
All the checks that are sent out for Med Ed, they're for the streetlights and the building here, down at the other.
Yeah, we have a different account for each. We've got like 7 or 8 accounts.
Right.
Yeah,
I just want to double.
they all go, yeah, we put in separately.
Just more information than that before.
This is more how I do the fund. So it gives you more information.
It makes a lot more sense.
So you would just add everything up and typing up a list. and
Just
say,
giving you a
here-
summary.
Here it is.
This shows you our actual activity.
Bill comes in, check goes out.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Motions? Yeah, motion to accept the treasurer's report and authorize payments of bills as presented. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, so moved. I do have borough correspondence. Leslie, the zoning officer, brought this to my attention. We've had them present here before, but it's always nice to put this back out here. So the newsletter for the local government advisory committee had a page in here for the York County Home Improvement Program. So it's information about how to get into the program, but the county's HIP provides both financial and technical assistance to low and moderate income homeowners in the county of York that have identified deficiencies in their homes. Deficiencies may include roofing, heating, electrical, and plumbing systems, as well as wells and septic systems, which we don't have that here. The program also addresses property modifications to accommodate special housing needs for the elderly or persons with disabilities, municipal code requirements, and eliminate emergency health and safety and/or life-threatening conditions. Financial assistance is extended in the form of a zero-interest deferred loan. The loan requires a lien to be placed against the title of the home. However, it requires no payment. The loan will be repaid at the time the home is sold or the title is transferred to a new owner. Any questions, concerns, come down to the office, ask to talk to Leslie. She's a champion of this program. Get the house looking nice. Anybody have any questions? Let's know. Yeah, it's anybody who lives in York County, a homeowner in York County, and I think there are programs for renters. The program for renters is driven by upgrades to the rental property at no cost to the landlord, but it focuses more on efficiency, heating, lighting, windows, etc. So it's for homeowners and renters. They have different programs. We used to bring them, the county in, so they would present this program, and it would be me and one other person in the audience. So they stopped coming. Say that again, Vicki. Oh, I think it's available year round. Yeah. And I think we're going to put it on the website.
Yeah, I was going to ask you for the copy, so
Yeah,
we
I'll
can
get
get
it.
this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to go on the website. But you can just go to it's York County Home Improvement Program, or So that's all for correspondence. I don't have anything for committees or organizations. Does anybody?
Yes.
You do?
Rec, we had a Halloween party or trunk or treat on October 25th. We had a little bit more than we had last year. Participate. We had a nice little parade going up from 8th Avenue at the Public Works up to the park up up Duke Street. We gave out box lunches to the veterans who signed in North York Borough yesterday. And we're gonna have a Christmas party on December 20th. That's gonna be at the rec center down at 5th Avenue. We will get the board up by the end of next week with all the information. It'll be on our website and Savvy Citizen will do that. But that's gonna be December 20th at the rec center for North York Borough kids. And Santa will be there. Yeah, 2 to 4. Yes.
Thanks, Tracy. Anybody else for committees? All right. Then we can move on to public comment. Who wants to go first?
No business, no business. Okay. My name is Ron Perry. I'm an attorney with the CGA law firm. I'm here with Mr. Dutrick and two of his neighbors to inquire about seems to be some confusion, so to speak, about the property that Mr. Dutrick has been taking care of for about 40 years. And he tells me that this property was promised to him by the borough about 40 years ago. My understanding is that there was another meeting last month, and this was discussed at that time. I didn't minutes, so I don't know what was decided, if anything.
It wasn't on the agenda, so no, it was just a discussion.
Just talk. That's what I thought. So basically, we're just curious as to what the township plans to do with that property, if anything, at this point. Can you help us with that?
What property in particular are you talking about? Because nobody has defined that for me.
We want to define property.
It's a property on 4th Avenue, right by Charlie's Repair, and my property. It's been growing up for years. I was asked by the president at that time.
Oh, let's just.
So are you talking about the property that goes third and then goes back behind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a borough right of way. We have a sewer line.
Yeah.
That goes through there.
Right.
So the borough cannot give up that right of way.
Understood.
We have to have access to that.
We understand.
So that's
the only issue.
That's the issue. It's closed off. It's not open. We can't access it.
Okay. So as long as it's opened up, then you don't have a problem with that. Is that my understanding?
That's what I said 3 years ago.
There were some people that came to visit my client, and they indicated that the township was going to take down his fencing and stuff like that. So, am I correct in what I'm hearing you tell me now, Dr. Bolton, is that as long as the borough?
Nobody said they were going to take the fencing down.
Okay.
It is an option
Okay.
that the borough has.
Got it.
I don't want to exercise it.
Got it.
That's exactly what was stated.
Okay.
I don't want to do it, but it has to be done.
Understood. So all the borough is looking for, again,
Compliance.
well, I don't know what compliance means. My question is, in plain language, what the borough is looking for is unfettered access to what?
To our street and our right of way. That's a paper alley. That's our property. It's a street. It's a right of way. It's an undeveloped street that is on our map because there's a utility under it. And if we need to access it, it needs to be open.
There's sanitary sewer.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to determine here exactly what it is you want him to do.
I've expressed that for the last
Can
3
you express
years.
it to me, please? Can you
He
express it
needs
to
to
me?
open the roadway.
And
He needs to open the roadway.
it's really not helpful.
Yeah,
quite
the street,
Open a roadway, I don't know what the heck that means.
he's got a fence across the roadway.
Yeah.
It's blocked. He has, well, he had, today, a lot of the vehicles removed. I saw the vehicles removed. I'm working with him on that. The vehicles need to be removed from the right of way so that we can access. And the gate needs to be taken down because the gate impedes us from,
If the gate is unlocked and can be opened at any time you want to open it.
you can't put a gate across the public roadway.
Yeah, the street extends into his property. Where the gate is,
The
where the
property
gate
that he
is.
has been maintaining for the last 40 years.
Nobody's maintaining it. It's all overgrown.
Come on.
It's all overgrown. I walked back here myself. It's all overgrown. We need to be able to get in there, clear it out.
We're talking about two separate things here. The first thing you're asking about, the Macadam Street, 3rd Avenue.
Yeah.
Comes down into his property,
Uh-huh.
continues through, just like a street would pass in front of your house.
Uh-huh.
And then it basically dead ends to a grass area, which is the maintenance corridor that they're talking about.
Okay.
He erected a fence
Across the main.
across the macadam, essentially cutting the street in half, and used the part that was part of adjacent to his property as an extension of a parking lot, essentially. So one issue is the removal of that blockade, that fence, even though other than Mr. Doddrick, probably nobody's gonna go down there. But it is a legal street owned by North Borough that we have to maintain. So if that street is accessible, that eliminates issue 1. Then you have the grass area, which is overgrown, which is the maintenance corridor for the sewer line. That, all those years ago, a current president, at the time, the president of Borough Council took it upon himself, without council authorization, to go down and ask Mr. Doddrick, would he clean up this area for various reasons? Kids were playing, people were doing whatever, it's overgrown, we can't get in here. Mr. Doddrick complied, and maybe there was a conversation, well, if I do all that, can I just take that property? Can I use it? At the time, that borough president did not have the authorization to make that deal, but he did. And it was a handshake deal. Nothing was ever written down. Nothing was ever logged because it never came in front of council to be voted on.
He was the president at the time.
He was president at the time.
Sure. And I have a map in my office that I'm happy to take back and show you.
It's essentially an extension of Little Duke Street,
Right there.
which runs adjacent
Charles Street, which is.
to Charles Service Center.
And then that's, 3rd Avenue. So 3rd Avenue. And then,
Where happened to that?
right.
Where's the road?
I can show you on the sewer map.
road ends there.
Yeah.
Not there. There. This isn't paved.
Part of it is paved. Yeah, it's Charles Street. And then there's Albright Alley, which goes around this building here. Yes.
So, which fence do you want to take down?
So.
We can look at this after the meeting. I'm happy to take you back, show you the maps, and show you what we got.
Could we do that now, before the meeting's over? I'd like to get it resolved while we're here.
Come back with me.
Vicky, just, I don't know if you're watching, but Dave, Dr. Bolton and Ron Perry, Mr. Doddrick's attorney, are going to Dave's office to look at maps. So we're gonna just hang out.
I think that's always been part of the confusion. It's two separate issues, but it gets lumped together.
Right.
And if you don't agree with one, it sounds like, that nobody agrees with the other.
Right.
And they should be treated individually.
Yeah.
Because the one's an easy fix. The other one, maybe not so easy.
Can I say something?
Sure, sure.
At that time, they asked me to blacktop that because I think you know that so-called street in between so bad, all the mud was washing down into the other properties, a lot of mud. And we took care of the problem on the blacktop. So we did a lot of work to it. It was just a mud hole, just everything washed down from up above down below. And it was a real problem. They had a lot of complaints about it, and we took care of the problem. It was no charge to the borough. That was verbal too. We just told me to do it.
Well, and here again, I think therein lies the problem that we have to face now. A lot of this stuff, and don't get me wrong, I know things were done like that.
Yeah, they got things.
Yeah, I don't disbelieve it at all.
No, it was,
Well,
this is an issue.
Is it not my fault because they told me to go
No,
to do it,
it's
or
not.
is it Johnson partly fault for coming?
I don't know that it's a thing, well,
Whose fault is it?
well, in my opinion, that's all it is my opinion. The acting president of council at that time did not have the authority to tell you to do anything or make you do anything or even ask you to do anything without having council's approval and knowledge ahead of time.
Well, there was quite a few presidents.
And therein lies the problem, because we're trying to, tie up loose ends and be fair to everybody on something that happened 35, 40 years ago.
Well, Dave, see if I can pick out, Dave Hilbert or something like that, he was president at that time. I have a copy of it.
That name don't ring a bell. Kevin Hefner.
No, it's not Kevin Huff, it's probably before that. This is 1988. I can give it to you, maybe you can make it out.
I'll look at it. I mean, 1988 is a while away.
I can't make out it's handwritten. Dave something.
Just get in front of you,
We're still public comment.
This, Dr. Bolton showed me the situation here. This seems like a solution in search of a problem. I don't understand what the problem is here. If that fence is opened up, if it's not a permanent fence, if there's an access made available to the borough, I don't understand what the problem is. This is something that's been there for 30 years, at least. Okay, and I go back to 1988, more than 30 years. And it has not caused a problem in all that time. I guess I'm just confused as to why all of a sudden now it's a problem. Why is that?
Because there were sewer backups, and the borough
And you couldn't get in?
had to access it.
And you couldn't get in? Or could you get in? Did you access it?
It was very difficult to get into it.
Well, if it wasn't difficult, if there was a gate that made it not difficult,
But there was also trucks all over that road.
that's a different problem. I get that. The road has to be passable. That has to be passable. No problem there. But this fence has been there. He was given permission to do the fence. We have a signed agreement that gave permission to do the fence. You might be looking at that. So the fence is there. What I'm suggesting is that the fence be made so that it can open without a lock on it. Just open. Wherever you need access, you can have access. But it allows the status quo to remain. If you remove that fence, it's going to create potential problems that were solved by the fence being put up. That's why the fence was put up at the request of the borough. And if you take it down, those problems will come back. So it serves the borough as well as my client to have that fence there, make it openable for the borough. I just don't see a problem. The other part of it, moving the trucks, making sure that I get it.
The other thing is that fence blocks two right of ways.
It blocks a right of way that hasn't been used significantly for 40 years.
No, at least.
It doesn't get used.
It doesn't matter. Well, I don't want to, the right away is right away, we have maintenance rights.
You have
From the
those
PUC.
rights. My client has rights under something called adverse possession. He has been openly using this property for almost 40 years. If you decide that you want to proceed to take this property, we will file an action in adverse possession to take it from the borough. Okay?
Good.
Can I say
Thank you, Council.
something? I would like to say that that's and I speak now.
Yeah, go please.
Okay, the sewer runs on the property line, and it doesn't interfere with my property or the right of way on that side. It runs on the other side of the fence, and then after it passes that, it crosses over. But even at that, as far as the right of way goes, 90%, 99% of that lot, the sewer is on the upper edge of it. It don't interfere with that land at all. That's what I'm trying to say. The sewer line is still there. It's on the edge, upper edge of the property. It can be accessed at any time, and it might take, I don't know, 5 or 10 feet off the property, but it's on the edge. In the same way, when it comes in, it's on the edge of my property. It's on the right side, and they were just down there today, and where the fence was, most of the manhole is 90% on the other side of the fence. So they still want him to put a gate in there, which they've been using it. They even have a bar across of that sewer, so nobody can get into it. So they can get into that at any time, even with that fence there. So that is on that side, and as far as this other property that I was supposed to be given, that sewer line is on the upper end, maybe 4 or 5 feet access from adjacent to the land. It doesn't interfere, so you can still make a right of way there, but the rest of the property is available. And that's it. It's on the map.
Talk with Attorney Perry and Commissioner Jeffrey and so forth to try to resolve this. But I don't think that it's appropriate to debate issues and legal rights at a public comment section like this.
Right.
Issues been raised. I think it's that time to move on to something else. And Ron, you can call me and we can talk about this further, okay?
Okay, thanks, Walt.
There's no adverse possession action against the municipality, so, we can set that type of thing aside, and we can talk about this in a legal context, and then work with our clients to, achieve, a resolution.
Thank you, Walt. You took the word out of my mouth on the comment.
So quite honestly, I've tried to stay out of this. This is not my wheelhouse. I'm not a code officer. I'm not a zoning officer. I'm not a solicitor.
Mr. President,
Yes, sir.
the other one that they say would block the right of way is they discontinued that street going to Wolfgang's because of the power lines. They ran power lines all the way straight up through. And it might be 75 feet long. It's only a short street.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure you know.
Yep, I do. Thank you. Anybody else for any other? Mr. Rotz? No. Very good. Anybody from council have anything to add to the greater good?
So is the main complaint that you're saying is the gate itself, the fencing gate?
Yeah.
Is that what the main problem is?
Well,
I have turned everything over to code and zoning.
let's just.
And it is completely out of my hands. The only reason I'm still involved is because Jerry had asked me to visit last week. And I went down with Mr. Rotz today to look at the situation at his request.
Let's just take those advice. We'll discuss this further outside of public meeting. So if there's nobody has anything else, I'm going to announce that the next council meeting is December 9th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m. here at 350 East 6th Ave. I'm looking for a motion to adjourn. I heard Tanya first, and then Vicky, I'll have you as the second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? All right, very good. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Walt.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Take care, Ron.
Thank you all. Rest up. Hope your surgery goes well tomorrow.
Hey, Walt? Hey, Walt? You just told me how come you did your ankle, man. I just saw him Friday. He was walking perfectly well. Oh, yeah, bummer. Well, get better soon, my friend.
I did.
All right, okay, take care. All right,
Thanks. Thank you all. Tracy spends money. Yep. It comes out.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember?
Yeah, now I do, yeah.
There was a lady that lived on 5 Fifth Avenue.
Okay, so it's not okay.
They live right